Hello and good day to you from the ZIM news desk here on Channel Z. My name is Oren Maor and here are today's headlines. ZIM Special Z Factor ingredient, how it all came about. What does it really mean to have such a unique DNA? And our customers and the Z Factor. Is there a plan to introduce it to them? And now for today's edition. During the course of the past few weeks, we introduced the Z Factor to the ZIM community. We saw great excitement and enthusiasm expressed through the many pictures and videos sent to us, and that made us think. We have a unique opportunity here to reach out to our customer-facing teams from sales and customer service and share with you the story of the Z Factor, why we decided to do it, what its purpose is, and how it will impact your relationships with your customer. With us today on the panel are the Z Factor experts who made it all happen. Ms. Yifat Ginsberg, ZIM's Marketing Division Manager. Mr. Asaf Tiran, ZIM's VP of Global Customer Services. And Mr. Yair Teitelbaum, ZIM's VP of Global Sales. Yair, using the Z as a tagline is not an obvious thing to do. Can you share with us some of the thinking behind it and why we even need such a thing?
Thank you, Oren. Actually, it's a very good question. It really took us about a year from when we started this very interesting project. I have some slides with me that show the thinking process and how we finally created this very unusual tagline. The purpose of this initiative was to create a situation when someone would like to ship cargo by sea, the first thing that comes to his mind would be ZIM. And I tell you what, it's not a simple task at all. To understand what needed, we went and studied the leading brands in the world, each one in his field, and got some really good insights. I'm convinced that you will be well familiar with these brands, each one leading in his B2C field, and that was on purpose. We wanted to understand what the best of the best are doing right. In our extremely competitive industry, all players are selling almost the same product in the same rate, and without any competitive advantage. So from there, we examined the players in the market and divided them on two axes in order to map how they are being perceived through their tagline. We then realized they are all trying to cover everything, but actually they are saying more of the same, talking service, emotion, products, rationale, etc. For example, as one we can, or your one-stop integrated shipping provider, or connecting your world with seamless experience. From that, we realized that in order to differentiate ourselves from the other, we need to be positioned in the upper left side of the graph, which emphasizes the service but also connect to our customer emotionally too. Then it becomes a bit of easier task as we are already acting this way. Once we understood how we would like to be perceived by our customers, we define ourselves three major goals when a customer comes to decide with which shipping company he wants to work with. Being his first choice, create a top-of-mind awareness, and create a reflex whereby shipping equals ZIM. In order to sharpen our relative advantage, we outline our three top advantages. We are not too big, actually, we are a small carrier among the big ones. Because of our size, we can provide a personal touch, and our customer service is the best in the market, and it's not because we are saying that, Ipsos, the top market survey, does. To communicate three messages is a mission impossible. So, we decided to focus on one. We are the most customer-centric company. This is our differentiator. This is how we are going to stand out from the crowd. The final stage in the process is to launch a new tagline and communication language internally, creating buy-in by all ZIM employees, making each one of you an ambassador of the tagline, and then launch it externally to the market and spread it everywhere possible. The tagline actually brings with it new, fresh, young, and colorful communication language that will emphasize our added value as the most customer-centric company. The tagline will be complementary to our vision and values. As part of the process we went through, we also looked at trends in the branding of leading companies and noticed that many of them using a single letter logo reflecting their brand, continuing the branding perception that less is more. Then, when looking in-house at our brand, we quickly came to realize that we already have it, the letter Z. Now it was quick and straightforward, making the Z into the Z factor. Sometimes, things do not need to be explained. They are immediately being felt. One picture is worth more than 1,000 words. This is exactly what the Z factor is all about. It's like a smell of a new car, the feeling when you get when you see a beautiful sunset, or love at first sight. But if we insist on defining it in words, this is the best description. The Z factor is that special ingredient found inside all Zimmers, no matter the role or title. It's what makes our customers choose us again and again. It cannot always be described in words, but you can feel it's there. To help define the Z factor meaning, we have selected many strong, catchy, and trendy words that contains the letter Z in order to emphasize our advantages and the Z factor to our customers. Here you can see a few examples of such words. Personally, I like the word emphasize because it reflects our value of being result-driven. We have selected 15 words that will be used in our campaigns. We invite you all to use them. Finally, it is in our hands. We all have the Z factor. Wishing you good luck in spreading it to the world. Zillion thanks.
Thank you, Yair. Very interesting and educating. No doubts the Z factor differentiates us from the crowd and is also a catchy tagline. But such a special DNA might also be difficult to reflect to our customers. Asaf, from your vast experience, how can this be done in a simple way?
Thank you, Oren. Indeed, this might seem to be difficult. However, sometimes it is all about being focused on what you are really trying to achieve. So let's first see a short example of creating a unique experience.
Welcome to Seattle! Come on, somebody buy a fish! Holy mackerel!
We noticed that we could make a difference for people. Like when they come by, they leave in a better mood. And a lot of people have told us that we made their day.
Nice! A customer came up to me and said it was the best fish they'd ever had. Something happened to me and I realized I was making people happy. Give me a big hug. This gave me a plus in my life and I love serving the people now. Shoes are tight. Psych, made you look.
The fish philosophy is about engaging people and creating positive change in their workplaces and home lives.
Too much coffee! Too much coffee!
You know, are you being, this is a lousy stinking job, or are we being, well, we're just selling fish, or are you being, you know, world famous? You know, you're going to do something differently when you're being world famous than you are if you're being impatient.
So taking into our day-to-day, both sales and customer service are actually the face of ZIM. We are all Zimmers and therefore we have the Z factor. In other words, it is up to each and every one of you to make sure that within each and every interaction, you will leave the Z factor mark so that it will be recognized. As explained by Yair, we strive to differentiate ourselves by creating an emotional connection. However, the tricky part is that there is no recipe for our Z factor, as each and every one of you has its own unique ingredient. Therefore, coming back to my opening answer, in order to be focused on what we are really trying to achieve, we have prepared 3 simple questions in which you will need to ask yourself just before you end any future interaction. First question you will need to ask yourself, did I do my best to create a unique experience? I'm sure you all are familiar with the sense of excitement that grips us when we feel success. That one that makes us say, I did it. It's exactly the same. You will need to be able to assess whether you indeed did your best. However, knowing that you did your best is not good enough. That is why you will need to ask yourself the second question. Was it the same experience from the customer point of view? Meaning, did he get the feeling that I indeed did my best? In order to be able to answer this question, you simply need to listen, to be tuned to all signs, such as customer body language, the tone of his voice. All those will enable you to easily evaluate. Now comes the question, the money time. As we are striving to develop a relationship, one that creates loyalty, the last question you should answer, will we be their first choice tomorrow? Those three questions will enable us to understand whether we did left our unique Z-factor mark. Did you ever ask yourself why most people return to the same hairdresser, doctor, butcher, or to Pike Place Fish Market in Seattle? Most probably it's because of an emotional connection created during their past experiences, which later on evolved into a kind of relationship. This is exactly the same emotional connection that we are targeting, the one that will make ZIM their first choice. Just as I assume most of you think Apple when thinking about mobile phone, we would like our customers to think ZIM when saying shipping. There is no school solution, and there are some behaviors that can for sure help you to achieve the desired results. However, once more, we will leave it up to each and every one of you and his own unique Z-factor. The good news is that in most of our day-to-day interactions, we are already doing it quite well, as can be seen with the customer feedbacks. Moreover, according to a recent external survey conducted by Ipsos, we were ranked as #1 as the most customer-centric brand among all our peers. However, as in any relationship, this requires constant maintenance, making sure we will be leaving our Z-factor mark over and over again throughout any interaction. Now, Oren, before you will ask, what about those cases in which I could not answer yes to all three questions? Don't worry, you are not alone. We are here to support you. However, it is up to you to be proactive and make sure it will reach to those that can support. It can be your local peers. It can be your local management. It can be original functions or head office. We are all committed to the same goal. So before ending, I know some of you might say, it is all nice and good, but with all respect, how can I really make a difference? There are so many other factors. So guess what? At the end of the day, it is all up to you and your Z-factor. So good luck.
Thank you, Asaf. 3 simple questions and the magic can happen. It's as simple as that. Our industry is known to be quite conservative. ZIM, as a dynamic, agile, and result-driven organization, might find it challenging to convey the Z-factor message to our customers. Ifat, this requires some out-of-the-box thinking. I know it's quite confidential, but can you share with us some of the plans you have for launching the Z-factor to our customers?
Great, Oren, thank you. Hello, everyone. Before we dive in to see the elements of the campaign, I would like to take you all with me on a drone overview of the ZIM brand and remind us all of the things we were all part of lately. So what is it that makes you and me true Zimmers? Not all products and services are brands. In the process and the daily work of establishing, supporting, communicating, and repositioning a brand, there are many steps that together create the multidimensional personality of a brand. A brand has a character. Like a person, it matures, it has wishes and goals that it stands for. All these logos are definitely brand names. We all know them. They have character, they have evolved and changed over the years, they have wishes and goals. McDonald's didn't always lead a health revolution. It developed with time. Now this brings me to our brand, ZIM. Building a brand strategy or repositioning a brand, which is what we're doing now, demands a few major steps. Number 1, establishing the brand vision and values. So when our CEO took office, he asked our HR to shift to an agile organization culture that leans on teamwork for the benefit of all to achieve profitability. This process led to a clear vision and a set of values. The vision is our North Star. It reminds us all why we are an organization, what we are doing here in ZIM. The vision is also the essence of the brand. The values are the foundation, the pillars through which we live and walk the talk of the vision. Both the vision and the values are relatively constant, though they can shift a bit, like humans. They evolve with time. So after refreshing our vision and values, making sure they fit the fresh, new, revitalized spirit our CEO aspired to, we can move on to the next step. Step 2 is the brand tagline. Its job is to emphasize our positioning and a communication strategy that goes with it that is used to walk the talk and gives us the reasons to believe this statement. As Yair explained, a brand gives its consumers emotional benefits. It has a relationship with its clients. A real brand has true value. A good brand tagline highlights the main positioning story, the brand promise. It is what we want our customers to think about us. A good tagline also needs to be short and catchy, to assist and hint at the benefits and the differentiation of our service. Until 3 years ago, ZIM's tagline was the power of being independent. It was especially fitted to that time. Shipping industry carriers were organizing in large alliances, and ZIM was left out. We had to reduce issues around ZIM's status as a non-membership in alliances and assist you all in your sales and customer service efforts with confidence. That is when we commuted the disadvantage to an advantage, making customers aware of the fact that if in the past they diversified and used various vendors for their shipping needs, this has now changed and all eggs are in the same basket. Therefore, they must have ZIM as an independent carrier among their set of choice. Since then, the market has changed, we have changed, and we need to evolve, to leap ahead. We need customers to keep choosing us again and again. We must be part of their set of choice. But how? Not by being a regular service, a commodity with only functional benefits. We need more. We need to shift to closer relationships. So we mapped our strength, and what do you know? We are already known for our great personal touch. The big shipping companies occupy other areas in customers' minds. They are perceived differently. They are talked about more in terms of their functional aspects. So we decided that we must strengthen our connection to this more emotional zone in the minds of our target audience and take all actions to make them fall in love with us. That's where the new tagline was needed and is now launched, and with it, a whole new communication language that will support this relationship. So can you explain love? You can, but every person has their own explanation. But can you feel love? No doubt about it. Same goes for ZIM and our Z factor. When working with ZIM, you just know what it feels like. For one, it can be the agility. For another, the schedule reliability. And for others, it can be the service experience that also takes many shapes and forms. But it's always there. So taking that drone overview again, this time to highlight the difference between a brand tagline and a slogan. A slogan is for a specific campaign, highlighting a product or a service. It's also catchy, but it's practical, explaining its advantages to potential clients. Examples? ZIM's network of Pacific services with the 2M was signed with the slogan, "Enjoy the best of both worlds." ZEX is our speedy, punctual, reliable e-commerce service. And my ZIM and the rest of ZIM's digital services have a category signature of digital, personal, exceptional. Great tagline examples are, and you all know them, just do it, think different, and the Z factor, obviously. So without further delay, I'm proud to present our tagline, the Z factor. It will appear next to our logo and together with our communication language will assist us in establishing a new kind of shipping relationship. As does every campaign, this one also has its targets. After first making sure all our employees are touched and hooked on our new Z factor with amazing internal activities, we're now at the point where it's time to let the world hear the good news. Our targets are to reposition the ZIM brand perception, sharply shifting our brand perception to occupy a more emotional side in the minds of our target audience, leveraging our personal relationship with customers to have them choose ZIM again and again, and of course, broaden the brand awareness. More than the focused shipping industry, new potential. I'm sure you've all started noticing that there is Z all over. It will be our special addition to other campaigns, which are the inner layers, the proofs, the reasons that will help us convince and our customers to believe that we have a special ingredient. We will still continue supporting and reminding the market of our service concept with the slogan, powered by our customers, and keep on introducing new digital services, making it easier to do business with us. But the Z Factor will join them all. We will start our Z Factor tour with a mailer to customers. You'll get it too, don't worry. Curious? Clicking on it will take you to an online landing page leading to the world of Z Factor services. A clip will open the experience and will then be followed by various content areas, our lines, our digital services, our sustainability efforts, even our ZIM branches, and more. You are all important stars of this campaign. We need you in order for it to succeed. Your enthusiasm plays a major part. Let's continue the tour. If you are on Facebook, we invite you to add the Z Factor frame to your profile picture. Do you use WhatsApp? Download our WhatsApp stickers pack and start using the Z Factor terminology. Prefer Instagram? No problem. Start sharing photos and clips using the Z Factor filters. We will do our part by posting various eye-catching Z Factor Advantage posts with all our value colors, obviously. If you are not yet a follower of our social media profiles, now's the time. Every Z Advantage has its story that emphasizes our special ingredient and gives it a Z Factor name. We're energized, we're optimized, the horizons are clear, and many more. Suddenly, every word containing Z reminds us of ZIM, all to achieve the great buzz. Of course, all our branded materials are shifting to include the Z Factor, our stationery, email signatures, PowerPoint templates, of course. We even have our own Z channel backgrounds for Teams meetings. All these will assist in positioning us as having the Z Factor. Our advertising materials will, of course, include the Z Factor tagline next to the ZIM logo. We even made sure we have a work of art in our largest offices. We have COVID masks, espresso cups, and additional merchandise that you will receive as our Z Factor ambassadors, and we'll be able to share them with your customers. Trust me, they will want to have what you're having. These good vibes are addictive. We will continue to push our great Zimmers to the fore and have clips in which you all are the stars. The target market of this campaign is, of course, the market as a whole, our customers and potential new customers that do not work with us yet. Now, surprises are also part of the Z Factor vibes. That is why we are planning promotional activities targeting various groups of customers. For example, a birthday cake to the office team when our senior customer is celebrating his or her birthday, hot coffee to truckers bringing ZIM containers to a ZIM vessel on a rainy New York day, a 6-month recognition certificates with a zillion thanks written on it that will be handed out to customers for supporting us and having the Z Factor themselves. We will make sure to make plenty of noise. Be sure to take part and get crazy with us and join us in sharing our Z Factor. Thank you all.
Thank you, Ifat. I'm very excited to see this campaign up and running. I can already feel my thumbs ache from all the share clicking I'll be doing. So the Z Factor is actually not new. It was always there, inside us, part of our DNA. It seems so obvious to us all that we actually forgot to shout it out to our customers. With our fantastic customer service and sales teams all over the globe, it's time to show our customers and potential customers who is the true leader in the market. This is the time to spread our Z. This is the time to show it off. This is the time to let it grow to become the defining emotional link between our customers and us. Together, we will take ZIM to new and exciting heights. From all of us here in the studio, thank you for joining us today. Keep safe and see you in the next conference. We are now ending our special live broadcast. Goodbye.